Greetings YouTube, I'm Mitch Goth, and today we'll be discussing Instrumental Transcommunication, or ITC. What is it, and how can you best utilize it in your next investigation? Well, without any further ado, let's get into it. The term instrumental transcommunication was first coined in the 1970s by Ernst Senkowski in response to the popularization of EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon, between the 1950s and the 1970s. And if you want more information about EVP specifically, well, I have a video all about that if you'd like to check it out. But essentially, EVP refers to unexplained voices or audio phenomenon picked up on a voice recorder. The purpose for creating a term for ITC was to create a broader, more generalized definition for spiritual communication using electronic devices. This broader definition was soon used in the 1970s and 80s to identify spiritual communication that didn't quite fit the definition of electronic voice phenomenon, mostly because voices weren't actually present, and instead images would be displayed on TVs and monitors of spiritual apparitions or other paranormal projections. And in the years since the ITC term was first coined, many different tools and techniques have been developed. So let's talk about a few of them. One well-known ITC technique that's been around almost since the term's inception is the use of video monitors and feedback loops to capture supposedly paranormal images. One famous example of this came in 1987 when an image of paranormal researcher Friedrich Jurgensen appeared on a friend's television after his death, after the TV was turned to a blank channel. Much in the same way that EVP recordings utilize white noise to capture spiritual voices, blank or snowy TV channels can produce sort of visual white noise that spiritual entities can appear through. Today, feedback loops remain a popular ITC technique. By aiming a video camera at a monitor screen, then hooking the video output into the monitor input, you can create a feedback loop of visual noise and effects that spirits can supposedly manifest themselves in. An easily located example of this would be in the early Ghost Adventures episode at the Idaho State Penitentiary, where they used such a system to capture a shadowy apparition. But beyond just visual, ITC can take many audio forms as well. For one, EVP is an ITC technique, given that ITC is meant as a broader umbrella term for spiritual communication. Beyond that, though, ITC communication has been known to come through fax machines, speak-and spells, and even telephones. I actually had an experience of my own with a telephone communication event when an old landline in my house managed to call itself one afternoon, and all that came through when I answered was a garbled, staticky voice. That event, along with remaining unexplained to this day, is a great example of auditory ITC phenomenon. Aside from household electronics, paranormal researchers in the last few decades have developed numerous ITC-related tools. One of the most well-known inventors of these tools around today is Bill Chappell of digital dowsing, the inventor of the Ovilus device. An Ovilus device is an electronic dictionary attached to a variety of environmental sensors that spirits can, in theory, manipulate to pick particular words from a dictionary. I own about half a dozen of these devices and have posted some stellar Ovilus responses to this channel in the past. While it's not the only ITC device out there, the Ovilus is one of the most interesting on the market today, and I would recommend it to any investigator looking to experiment with ITC. Another popular ITC tool for audio communication is the Ghost Box or Spirit Box, which is a radio device that sweeps rapidly through many channels, sometimes as many as 10 per second. The theory being that spirits can use this sweeping white noise to speak audibly to investigators in real time. The central downside of this is the huge amount of audio feedback you get from the radio sweeping, meaning a spirit needs to be particularly loud in order to be heard through the static. But don't go thinking visual ITC has fallen by the wayside in terms of inventions today. Visual ITC today is achieved through a wide array of cutting-edge tools. Another popular tool by digital dowsing is the SLS camera, which can interpret and track movements found on a camera feed, identifying possible spiritual manifestations through figures on a screen. But thanks to ITC's broad definition, almost any camera can be considered an ITC device. From the most advanced thermal imaging cameras to simple pocket digital cameras, any electronic a spirit utilizes to communicate with you can become an ITC device. So if you have ever gone out investigating with a electronic device, hoping to use that device to capture spiritual communication, then you have already practiced instrumental transcommunication. ITC is one of the most widely used and one of the most important techniques in paranormal communication today. And I hope this video has helped provide you with knowledge and tips on how to maximize your ITC experience in your investigations, whether it be through a cutting-edge new piece of equipment, a telephone line, a TV, or even a haunted fax machine. So until next time, happy hunting out there, and as always, stay spooky, my friends. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already to keep up with the latest videos working to make the paranormal normal. I've also got links in the description down below to find the Paranormal Normal on Facebook. There's always new stuff being posted there and new community discussions to follow. Now, along with being a paranormal investigator, I'm also a prolific novelist, and in fact, I've published a novel recently that I'd like to tell you about. It's called Tether, and it's a sci-fi time travel adventure currently available on Amazon in Kindle, audiobook, and paperback. There's a link down below for that as well if you'd like to check it out. To those who have watched this far, I sure appreciate it. And now, enjoy some photo citations. Till next time.